Joey. Joey took a stone and knocked down the sun. And whoosh, it swizzled down so hard. And bloop, it bounced in his backyard. And glunk, it landed on his toe. And the world was dark, and the corn wouldn't grow, and the wind wouldn't blow, and the cock wouldn't crow, and it always was night, 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 all because of a stone and Joe. Listen to the muzzins. Listen to the muzzins, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves, then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. Jimmy Jet and his TV set. I'll tell you the story of Jimmy Jet, and you know what I tell you is true. He loved to watch his TV set almost as much as you. He watched all day, he watched all night, till he grew pale and lean. From the early show to the late show, and all the shows between. He watched till his eyes were frozen wide, and his bottom grew into a chair, and his chin turned into a tuning dial, and antenna grew out of his hair, and his brains turned into TV tubes, and his face to a TV screen, and two knobs saying vert and horace grew where his ears had been. And he grew a plug that looked like a tail, so we plugged in little Jim. And now instead of watching TV, we all sit around and watch him. Early bird. Oh, if you're a bird, be an early bird and catch the worm for your breakfast plate. If you're a bird, be an early bird. But if you're a worm, sleep late. Sky seasoning. A piece of sky broke off and fell through the crack in the ceiling, right into my soup, kerplop. I really must state that I usually hate lentil soup, but I ate every drop. Delicious, delicious. A bit like plaster, but so delicious, goodness sake. I could have eaten a lentil soup lake. It's amazing the difference a little sky can make. The Farmer and the Queen. She's coming, the farmer said to the owl. Oh, what shall I do? Shall I bow when she comes? Shall I twiddle my thumbs? The owl asked, Who? The royal queen. She'll pass the farm today. Shall I salute? He asked the horse. The horse said, Nay. Shall I give her a gift? He asked the wren. A lovely memento for her to keep. An egg or a peach or an ear of corn. The wren said, Cheap. But should I curtsy or should I cheer? Oh, here's her carriage now. What should I do? He asked the dog. The dog said, Bow. And so he did, and so she passed. Oh, tra la 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 la. She smiled, she did, he told the sheep. The sheep said, Bah. Pancake. Who wants a pancake? Sweet and piping hot. Good little Grace looks up and says, I'll take the one on top. Who else wants a pancake? Fresh off the griddle. Terrible Teresa smiles and says, I'll take the one in the middle. Smart. My dad gave me $1 bill 'cause I'm his smartest son. And I swapped it for 2 shiny quarters 'cause 2 is more than 1. And then I took the quarters and traded them to Lou For 3 dimes. I guess he don't know that 3 is more than 2. Just then, along came old Blind Bates, and just 'cause he can't see, he gave me 4 dimes for my 3 dimes. He gave me 4 nickels for my 3 dimes, and 4 is more than 3. And I took the nickels to Hiram Coombs down at the seed feed store, and the fool gave me 5 pennies for them, and 5 is more than 4. And then I went and showed my dad, and he got red in the cheeks and closed his eyes and shook his head, too proud of me to speak. Us, me and him and me, we're always together, as you can see. I wish he'd leave so I'd be free. I'm getting a little bit tired of he, and he may be a bit bored with me. On movies and ladies, we cannot agree. I like to dance, he loves to ski. He likes the mountains, I love the sea. I like hot chocolate, he wants his tea. I want to sleep, he has to pee. He's meaner and duller and fatter than me. But I guess there's worse things we could be. Instead of 2, we could be 3. Me and him and me. I'm making a list. I'm making a list of the things I must say for politeness and goodness and kindness and gentleness, sweetness and rightness. Hello? Pardon me? How are you? Excuse me? Bless you. May I? Thank you. Goodbye. If you know some that I forgot, please stick them in your eye. Me and my giant. I have a friend who is a giant, and he lives where the tall weeds grow. He's high as a mountain and wide as a barn, and I only come up to his toe, you know. I only come up to his toe. When the daylight grows dim, I talk with him, way down in the marshy sands. And his ear is too far away to hear, but still he understands. He stands, I know he understands. For we have a code called the Scratch Tap Code. And here is what we do. I scratch his toe. Once means hello, and twice means how are you? 3 means does it look like rain? 4 means don't cry. 5 times means I'll scratch you a joke. And 6 times means goodbye, goodbye. 6 times means goodbye. And he answers me by tapping his toe. Once means hello, friend. 2 taps means it's very nice to feel your scratch again. 3 taps means it's lonely here with my head in the top of the sky. 4 taps means today an eagle smiled as she flew by. 5 taps means oops, I just bumped my head against the moon. 6 means sigh, and 7 means bye, and 8 means come back soon, soon, soon. 8 means come back soon. And then I scratch 1,000 times, and he taps with a bappity bim, and he laughs so hard he shakes the sky. That means I'm tickling him. Rain. I opened my eyes and looked up at the rain, and it dripped in my head and flowed into my brain. And all that I hear as I lie in my bed is the slishity slosh of the rain in my head. I step very softly. I walk very slow. I can't do a handstand. I might overflow. So pardon the wild, crazy thing I just said. I'm just not the same since there's rain in my head. 2 boxes. 2 boxes met upon the road. Said one unto the other, if you're a box, and I'm a box, then you must be my brother. Our sides are thin. We're caving in, and we must get no thinner. And so 2 boxes, hand in hand, went home to have their dinner. True story. This morning I jumped on my horse and went out for a ride. And some wild outlaws chased me, and they shot me in the side. So I crawled into a wildcat's cave to find a place to hide. But some pirates found me sleeping there, and soon they had me tied to a pole and built a fire. Under me, I almost cried, till a mermaid came and cut me loose and begged to be my bride. So I said I'd come back Wednesday, but I must admit I lied. Then I ran into a jungle swamp, but I forgot my guide. And I stepped into some quicksand, and no matter how I tried, I couldn't get out until I met a water snake named Clyde, who pulled me to some cannibals who planned to have me fried. But an eagle came and swooped me up, and through the air we flied. And he dropped me into a boiling lake 8,000 miles wide. And you'll never guess what happened then. I died.